Hello my friend, welcome back to Trending Viral Recaps. In this video I will recap an American psycho horror film about 6 strangers that find themselves in a maze of deadly mystery rooms and must use their wits to survive. Spoilers ahead. Enjoy the story recap, and if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe now for more story recaps like this. A man is shown attempting to solve a riddle in order to escape a falling chamber. Zoe, a shy physics student, had attended a presentation on the quantum Zeno effect theory 3 days before, which asserts that a system cannot change while you are studying it. Over the Thanksgiving holiday, her lecturer challenges her to take a risk. Ben, who was seen previously in the collapsing room, is a grocery store stock guy with a smoking habit who is dissatisfied by his boss' refusal to elevate him to a better function and pay. Jason is a young stockbroker who is well liked by his coworkers for his fast-paced, goal-oriented attitude. A puzzle box is given to Zoe, Ben, and Jason from a valued acquaintance, Zoe's professor, Ben's boss, and Jason's client. A hint leads them to the Minos escape room once they solve the puzzle, where they can win $10,000 if they successfully escape. Amanda, a war veteran, Mike, a former miner, and Danny, an escape room fanatic, come and join Zoe, Ben, and Jason in a waiting area. The door handle breaks off when Ben tries to leave the room to smoke, locking the inside and showing an oven temperature thermometer. Zoe raises the thermostat to 451 Fahrenheit after Mike discovers a copy of Fahrenheit 451. Embedded heat panels gradually turn on, raising the room's temperature to dangerous levels, alarming everyone except Danny, who refuses to believe the heat is real. Amanda's unease is noticed by Zoe, who tries to soothe her with water from the water cooler. A phone call is received by the group, reminding them to adhere to the established guidelines. When Zoe notices a sign asking for coasters to be used for drinks, the gang notices that when they all push down on 6 coasters at the same time, an escape vent to the next room opens. Jason is the first to flee, followed by Mike and Amanda, while Zoe figures out that filling a glass with water will keep a coaster in place long enough for her to escape. Since Amanda drank a glass earlier, Ben and Danny rush to cover all coasters with glasses until there isn't enough water left. Ben pours the contents of his flask into the final glass, and the two flee just before the room is engulfed in flames. With the exception of Danny, the party is concerned about how genuine the game is becoming at a mountain home. When the group requires assistance, the cameras in each room do nothing. To unlock the cabin door, Jason looks for a 7-letter name that rhymes with "You'll Go Down in History." Ben gets a flashback to singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer while driving with pals moments before a head-on collision. Just as the cabin doors and windows close, Ben delivers Rudolph as the code, and the gang exits and enters cold temps on a frozen stream. Jason discovers a keyless door, while the others discover a compass, fishing rod, magnet, and an ice fishing hole while searching their surroundings. When Jason recognizes a red parka that the group finds and takes turns wearing to remain warm, he becomes apprehensive. A key encapsulated in an ice cube is extracted by the gang. Danny tries to get Ben's lighter in order to melt the cube, but he drops the lighter into the ice and drowns. The group is heartbroken by Danny's death and concerned about how planned his death was, observing that he fell into the ice while grabbing the lighter. Fearing hypothermia, Jason persuades the gang to cuddle and melt the ice with their combined body heat. Jason is able to turn the lock once they get the key, but the door does not open. The group makes their way across the stream to a fresh door that opens just as the remaining ice underneath them crumbles. The third area is a pool table-filled inverted bar. As soon as the gang enters, the entire chamber rises to a new level. They discover a door without a doorknob, and Mike assumes that the missing 8-ball from the pool table is the doorknob, which is hidden somewhere in the bar. A phone cord falls from the ceiling, and the call urges the group to be careful. The music starts playing, followed by a deafening dial-up tone. A section of the floor falls away each time the cycle is repeated. Amanda scales the back wall of the bar and discovers a 4-digit code safe. The group discovers the required numbers in a sliding tile puzzle solved by Zoe, but they are unable to access the safe. Zoe passes out briefly and has a flashback about a plane catastrophe in which she was the lone survivor left upside down in her seat while everyone else was belted in. Mike, Ben, Jason, and Zoe huddle near the exit as the floor falls apart. To mimic the room's circumstances, Zoe instructs Amanda to enter the numbers inverted and backwards. Amanda succeeds in unlocking the 8-ball, but she is unable to safely cross to join the group. Amanda manages to throw the 8-ball to Jason as she plummets to her death, sacrificing herself. After being certified sole survivors, the party enters a medical ward with beds that are identical to those in which each of the game's participants was treated. Only Jason was found by the Coast Guard after he and his college roommate's boat overturned in frigid waters. Zoe survived a plane crash. Mike was the only miner pulled alive after a cave-in. All of Ben's friends were killed after he drove drunk. Danny's entire family died of carbon monoxide poisoning, while Amanda was the only soldier in her unit to escape an IED blast in Iraq, according to the group. The remaining survivors understand that their arrival at the escape room was part of a premeditated strategy to see who would be the luckiest of the lucky, and that portions of the game have been modeled after their own lives. According to a TV program, the group has 5 minutes to live unless they put their heart and soul into it. After that, the room would be flooded with deadly gas. Jason, Ben, and Mike locate an EKG machine in order to determine the best heart rate for moving on to the next room. To outsmart the game designers, Zoe uses the quantum Zeno effect to disable all of the cameras in the room in the hopes of discovering a way out. Jason accidentally murders Mike by shocking him with a defibrillator many times, believing that a rapid heart rate will rescue the group. When hazardous gas enters the room, Jason connects himself to the EKG and allows the poison to drop his heart rate to below 50 BPM. Jason and Ben are able to escape when the door to the next chamber opens, but Zoe refuses to go with them, allegedly fainting and dying after disconnecting the final camera. Jason and Ben walk into the 5th room, which is filled with optical illusions on the walls and furniture. Ben believes Jason was not a lone survivor by choice because of how callously he killed Mike and did not bother to help Zoe. Ben guilts Jason into admitting he killed his roommate at sea for himself to survive using the red parka, based on his behavior in the game. Jason and Ben get infected by a psychedelic substance when they unlock a hatch leading to the next room. Ben discovers the antidote injection meant for one of the recipients, and the two battle it out to the death. Jason breaks Ben's leg, but when Ben kicks him into a table corner, he is killed instantly. Ben makes his way to the final room. The final room takes the audience back to the beginning of the movie. To escape being crushed, Ben manages to control the flames in the fireplace and utilize it as a crawlspace. He enters the last chamber and is greeted by the Game Master, who is responsible for the escape room's design. The Game Master explains the aim of the game, disclosing a common theme, and then selects the participants, who are then followed by others who bet on the winners. Ben believes he may now go having won, but the Game Master attempts to assassinate him in order to prevent the game's secrets from being revealed. Zoe managed to survive by removing an oxygen mask from her hospital bed and threading its tubing through one of the gaps left by the disabled cameras. When 2 cleaners enter room number 4 to destroy evidence, Zoe pretends to be dead and runs. Before killing the Game Master and escaping, Zoe saves Ben. Ben and Zoe are treated for their injuries, but by the time Zoe comes with the investigators, all of the evidence at the escape room facility has been deleted. After pinpointing their geographic coordinates from their emblem, Zoe persuades Ben to join her on a flight to the Minos Escape Room HQ in New York 6 months later. Unbeknownst to them, the game's designer is already 1 step ahead of them, plotting to trap Zoe and Ben in yet another game by turning their flight into a simulated escape with a 4% chance of survival. And that concludes the recap of this video. If you enjoyed this story recap and would like more, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave us a comment on what movie you would like us to recap next. Thanks for watching Trending Viral Recaps. Have a great day.